Don't you worry. Patoto tumeza tuna woti yale tulipanga mina we milele, lakini nini unanichanganya. Maisha wote wawili tulipanga, shida ni nyingi hatujakusana. Haingekuwa hivyo unapenda upendi mpenzi, tuachane na hilo ilivyo sana. Ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Nimesubiria sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Nimesubiria sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza unayempenda sana popote alipo, haitweza beli, atakula za mtu anakula zake zipo. Nipe changu nami nikupe chako, kama unipendi hilo ni pako. We got a lot of issues to settle, pamoja twende mseto. Love me baby, I will love you back. Scratch my back, I will scratch your back. Not this way unapenda upendi. Unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza. Nimesubiria sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go. Mukwano nunya. Tuliamua tuwe together, mimi na wewe tuwe forever. Ni yetu, mimi na wewe na watoto wetu. Tupambane shida zote za nyumbani tuzimalize now. Girl, every woman for a man. Love me, I love you, but I not what I want. Girl, it's another tune that me sing about a tune and this one girl. Girl, never worry about it. Every time you come up, I'm gonna sweet it. This man, bad man, I'm music, I'm unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go. Sitaweza. Nimesubiria sana, utaki change na wana umeshindwa kubadilisha. I got to go, kangupowe, I let you go. Mukwano unaniumiza sana, ninateseka ndani moyoni mimi nauma. I got to go, kangende, I let you go.
Thank you, my people. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I say I'm looking.
Folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio, I want to welcome all of you again tonight. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. We say thank you. Come and spend the Friday afternoon with us. We've been waiting for this mic for a very long time. The video you just saw, that was my daughter having her baby shower, first child, grandfather, double time grandfather, and so they was in Dallas, Texas. You saw Moneymaker over there. I want to thank Moneymaker for and the entire church for their support. I want to thank especially the husband, and I also want to thank my wife for the wonderful, wonderful job that all of us put together to have this girl to be happy. The husband was happy. The family, the friends were happy. I also met some young people over there. It was very wonderful. It was wonderful. And again, the prophet himself was there. And I want to thank all of those people. The folks in Dallas are very friendly. And I want to thank that community to say thank you very much. We appreciate all you did. Just for showing up, we appreciate it. And thank you. Thank you for making a wonderful, wonderful baby shower for my daughter. I appreciate that. The baby can't, my wife over there. I get that baby 1 more 2 days. The baby can't, I bring in my wife. I can't be in my house by myself, my son, myself. And then they over there keeping my wife and 2 children. The baby better come tonight. That baby ain't come tonight. That baby ain't come tonight. The baby, she don't come tonight. She herself. She will know who something told her. What? How you gonna keep my woman over there like that? You say baby, you play baby, you don't want to come. People say come, you don't want to come. That baby should show up tonight, princess. Constant, you and your wife. Hey, my baby ain't come tonight. Did I say my baby? If your baby, I want me to play so much. I'm messed. Samson too. If your baby ain't come tonight, I bring my wife. I can't stay. Who gonna cook for me now? Eh? You think I'm immoral? Be cooking for us? What wrong with yourself? That baby better show up. Again, folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public. I want to thank all of you again. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening, Friday afternoon. Please stay with us here this evening. We will be talking about some serious stuff that is happening back home. And like I said, we've been away from the mic. We want to thank Mr. Alfonso Zionso, who's been coming on day in, day out, covering for us. Mr. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Mr. Nathaniel Paul just got back too. We say, Mr. Paul, thank you for all the help. Folks, this is a new system we put up here tonight, so hopefully we will not have the issue we had the last time, having video issues and what have you. We have a new system that was put up here, so hopefully that will be taken care of. We say thank you. Let's go now, as usual. What I've been watching the last 2 days, of course, folks, this is President of the Republic of Liberia, President Dr. Weah, folks. Yeah, I can't miss that. I just have to say, this is the President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. Weah. He had a press conference, I believe it was today, and I listened to it. But I want to make sure that I digest it correctly and try to break it into pieces. I see, because there were so many questions that he has to address, and he addressed each of those questions. And I think if you watched it, if you listen to the video, if you listen to the audio of that particular press conference today, I think you unless you're so much of a hater, then you might don't like it. But if you're just somebody who have an open mind, you would say that the president did well. But other part people have been talking about, I didn't quite get it. I didn't listen to the entire thing, but what I've been hearing about Dr. Weah talking about Dr. Bakai and things, and I'll address that later. But I frown on that. Because I'm not too sure if this is just the crown people alone in Liberia culture, because somebody in your house, you don't tell the person, say the person eat in my house. That's a no-no. You do good to somebody, you don't even say I do good to this person. That's a no-no. Let other people say, oh, something to, yeah, he swallowed heavy by Nathaniel house. Oh, something to, yeah, the kind of fufu they made it to Alfonso house. And yeah, Alfonso gonna tell people, say, oh, something to him. As soon as I hear that, I say, Alfonso, I'm eating from here again. I'm done. Yeah, the papa not eating from your house again. Alfonso, you better not do that because I will still, even if you do that, I will still eat from your house. What make you think you will do that? I will run away. I will eat from it. But on a very serious note, folks, we don't do that I'm not too sure about the other cultures in Liberia, but those things are not done. And I frown on that. But I will address that later. But that's Dr. Weah. Let's go. If you listen to Dr. Weah's statement tonight, I mean, his press conference as well, if you listen to it, you heard him being a little bit firm in his pronouncement about the road situation in Liberia, that he's going to continue to concentrate on the road in Liberia. And as God will have it, I got a call this morning, early this morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. They want Block to come and help with, now that I finished doing this, they want Block to come and help with the construction process. A guy called me, Mr. Toll, you care to join us to help and do the construction? I'm not too sure yet. I'm not too sure if I want to do that anyway. I'm not too sure if I want to go to Liberia anyway. So I just want to stay and make my big mouth and talk about things. I don't want to go help. I don't want to do nothing. Yeah, I say so. You can say what you want to say. Then you say, but the way you're talking about, guess what? I stay here and do design still. Who's stopping? You pay me free of charge. So I have the right to say no. I want no. But on a very serious note, let me hold on 1 minute, folks. Hold on. That's the wife. Madam, I'm on air. Can I call you back, please? Thank you. All right. Folks, that's my wife. I just have to answer. She said, LPR not going to call for me. LPR, if I answer, she say, I call you, you answer. Where were you? That LPR will answer for me. They are in hard trouble. She call, I answer. Baby, I hear on the radio. I don't go nowhere. Your thing are stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm going to be on air and my wife go and say, oh, but I'm on air. No. I tell you, excuse me, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, my wife calling. I answer. I tell baby, I'm on the air. She goes look at Facebook, say, yeah, the man on air. No question. Everything fine. I love it when I do that. By the way, folks, let me get back to the topic matter. So, Dr. Weah was on, and he made some pronouncement on a very serious note about continuing the road process. And since I am in the business of road and what have you, I'm happy about that. And when I got this call this morning, that was before the press conference. When I got this call this morning, I was like, okay, all right, let's see what they're calling for. So I talked to the gentleman, and he wanted to know if I want to join them as they try to do road construction now of our design. And I'm like, okay, if that's the case, yeah, I'm happy. I don't mind that. I've already done the design. So I can join them. So, but I find out this particular issue they want me to join them away in Maryland County. So I said, but I asked him, what time they want road come to grant you that? I'm going to come to Maryland and help the people in Maryland County. They want my own people grant that people, the road are not coming. So you know what he meant to me? He said, African Development Bank project. You coming or you're not coming? I said, I'm coming because I ain't grant you that. He said, but why, Mr. Toe? Pay African Development Bank. They will put project in your county too. But on a very serious note, if I get caught, I will go to assist in the construction process. Because seriously, I want to be part of that because I want to lay out some of the, because the young people, the engineers in Liberia, from all indication, all the pictures that I've been looking at, they've been doing these things here. I'm not too sure what are people watching it on that. There's another picture that I saw today. They have a ditch on the side of the people house is up here. Okay, and they have the ditch down here, which is fine. The house is higher than the ditch, so that means water can't go in the pool. I like that part. But then the water that coming from the street, how do you then stop it from even going to the main porch? Even though the porch is higher, but why if the water go up higher? So then what you do is put up some sort of a curb so the water stop it. What's wrong with that one? So the water, they have these little ditches and DIs. I'm not too sure how these DIs been connected, but I would just assume that they have pipe on there that is connecting the DIs. But if you're going to do these DIs, put some sort of an apron around it so that the water that comes around that don't go somewhere else. So if I'm asked to go, just because of those kinds of things, I will be happy to do that. And those of you that are from the southeastern side, when you hear Bloku over there helping with the construction, be assured that it's going to be durable, it's going to be strong, it's going to be well built, because I'm not going to fool around. If anybody don't agree with the standard that I'm going to set, I say, because first of all, they're not paying me anyway. You ain't paying me. I come and say, according to the standard, road construction standard, whether in one place or in total, it doesn't matter. These are the standards, and this is how it's supposed to be done. And if somebody run to the standard and say, they made your brother, you wasting your time, I say, hey, they take your job. I go back. I don't owe anybody. You're not paying me for me to come worry about, say, oh, if I leave, I'm not going to get paid. And that's one of the reasons why you do these things pro bono, because you're in control. You do it because nobody paying you anyway. So you tell me, look, I'm not getting paid. I tell you, this is how it's supposed to be done. You don't agree? Goodbye. I'll see you later. You see what I'm talking about? That's how you do it. But anyway, let's get on back. So let me play this one video when Dr. Weah was during the campaign. These are some of the, and I keep saying to people, in fact, one of the questions the guy asked, what your road, they now blended whole road issue around him, your road business. So he said, yeah, my road business. And I always explain to you guys that this particular video that I'm showing, I continue to say, and I truly believe that when Dr. Weah was walking in this mud, he was thinking about when he become president, how he going to relieve the suffering masses of our people up in the countryside. And if you don't believe that, wait till Monday when I cut those video to pieces, I mean the audio to pieces, because I will tell you some of the comment he made that before the election, some of the things he was planning, how he talked to people. I will bring that up. But anyway, let's watch this video and then we'll go on. Samson told LeBron Public Radio. I'm still fine. I think this new project and this new process is going well. I said, thank God. But let's watch this video, folks.
Let's make sure you do that same thing for you can hold. I don't need show the road, you must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you.
Man, the Germans are still waiting for that. I think it's finished. Salome said, don't done.
There you have it, folks. I usually don't reply to people writing on my screen, on my post, but at this one I got to reply. Philip Blai, I think his name is, but she's supposed to know that you're on air. Philip, my man, you think that kind of law I come and plead, they kind of backward Liberian law, that why I come and plead to the woman here? No, I can't do that. So she's supposed to know that, I'm on answer. What's wrong with you? I want my woman. What's wrong with you, my man? You think I'm coming to come for myself for life? What's wrong with you? Keep that your one play with law till you say, Philip, I beg you. Stay out of my business. Answer my wife. Answer you. Stay out of my business. And you telling me she's supposed to know. What's wrong with me telling her being submit? You know, say, Madam, Madam To, all air, baby. Then you come here, she's supposed to know. That kind of moral lawyer get with your women there, then you got problem. I don't want nothing. I'm okay. I'm watching. Thank you. But anyway, let's go ahead. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public, let's take some serious business now. This is Liberia. This too is Liberia, folks. And as you can tell, my voice is changing because these are all emotional issues for all of us. All of us. Costa arrived yesterday in Monrovia. And some of us were kind of concerned because some of the rumors that we've been hearing was not good. So he arrived yesterday. And the protesters were very peaceful. In fact, if you were to watch live, some of their live video, where Mo Ali was instructing the police, the police wanted them to go to a certain place. They said, fine. So Mo Ali was telling the people, let's go back. Some of them were putting resistance. So he told the police officer, he said, anybody I point out who trying to make trouble here, if I point them out, take them out of our group because we want no trouble. That was at the port. That's just to show you they were not there to make any trouble. Costa arrived. According to the story, Costa arrived. The people decided to travel to Monrovia. They did. And when they got to Monrovia, according to the story, police decided to put a roadblock. What kind of business is this? And as you know, today, yesterday and today, it's like Jacko and whatever they call it. Yesterday they decided, and I'm sure President Weah, Dr. Weah is quite aware of it. And that was wrong. Completely wrong. These people started walking peacefully. Monrovia for everybody. If the man comes down, even Dr. Weah, when he used to come and shut down Monrovia, nobody stopped him from going to Central Monrovia. Nobody. I've been watching these things. Couple of times, you will hear people call us. Oh, Dr. Weah shut down Monrovia today. Every time he goes out, before he became president. And here, Costa coming to Monrovia, wants to go, whatever he wants to go. As long as the people are peaceful, why will you have the police to block them? They blocked them according to the story. When they got blocked, nobody coming from Monrovia, nobody going to Monrovia. So who are you protecting now? The government of the Republic of Liberia has this duty to protect property and lives. According to the story, somebody was sick and the police would not even allow that person to go through. Why were they blocking it? To make things worse. There's a certain group, they call them TBU or UBT. I don't know whatever name they have for them. But they say, according to Front Page Africa, these people have board, long plank with nails sticking out and hitting people with it. If these are true, then the government need to seriously re-examine its purpose of being government of the Republic of Liberia. Even if the people say George Weah must calm down, are they coming with violence? If I stay here right now and say rain, I want you to rain right now, then what would make the rain to come down in Sacramento for me? Why would we always have these kinds of stuff? The people say George Weah must calm down. George Weah was fully elected. Every Liberian. Those that were there, those of us that are here, we all, the entire world. No, George Weah didn't come to power through the back door. What are you scared for? Why you want to start trouble when there should be no trouble? The people stopping the protesters from going through. These people march all the way from Rubber Field. You hear anybody property. The people ain't stop somewhere to drink people water free. You know when I was in a scout back in the day in Monroe, Town. We went to Zwedru for some occasion. I don't quite remember because I was so little. But we went to Zwedru. And we walked from Zwedru all the way to Zred Town. Those of you that are from that town, you're from that area, you know what it is. So coming back, Scott boy, according to Scott rule from Monroe, you can take people food, but you only take what you can eat. You can't finish it. You can't take it and waste it. So we stop at the man Kisawa farm. We start taking, because we're hungry. We start taking Kisawa to eat. His son came. He said, your Kisawa that you put in your stomach, you will take it out, put it back on the root, and put it on the ground, or nobody passing. What we got to say? It's not big in, because that's just, how old was I at that time? Maybe 6, 7 years or something like that. Who can I fight? And they let us through, but those are the days. But anyway, the point here, these people were marching. They didn't disturb anybody. That's not the news that we're getting. Then when they get to Monrovia, the government stopped them from going to central Monrovia. What was the purpose? What was the purpose? In the process, now these protesters are saying the people who started trouble are the SUB or whatever they call themselves, but they were sedition, turned paramilitary, whatever. I'm not dead. I'm just reading from the information. Why would we put ourselves in these kinds of positions, my people? For what reason? For what reason? And if Dr. Weah is not aware of these things, he needs to get these people to stop these things. If I'm sitting down here in my chair, somebody demonstrating outside there says something or come outside, I say, I'm not coming outside. The person not forcing their way to come make me go outside. That you will make me go outside? They say, let Dr. Weah calm down. Dr. Weah stay in office, continue to work. What is there? They're going to force him unless they bring force. But as long as the people continue to stay, and Dr. Weah addressed that today. This is what he talked about. He said this. He said the people have the right to protest, but you must also know that the government itself also have the right to protect property. So if you're going to protest and you want to stay in the street for 4 or 5 days, the government can tell you, okay, my man, you're disturbing the peace a little bit. You need to go and rest and come back. Those are kinds of conversations. But also from the press conference, I'm not too happy with the way Dr. Weah addressed the issue about the protesters. He said he see no reason to waste his time. These are Liberians. They're not protesting. Of course, there are a few of them who are protesting because they hate the president guts, which have nothing to do with it. But these are Liberians. If you have done this, what the press conference you had today, in fact, he didn't even want people to go on break. Because it seemed like he has so much to talk about. It seemed like and once again, those that put Dr. Weah in bubble, they make a mistake again today by letting me out. Folks, don't, right now, what I'm asking, two things I want you to do. First, listen to the tune from Dr. Weah. Listen to his tune. Then, before you listen to the substance, don't go directly into the substance. Listen to the tune, his voice. You will find like, oh, I'm free. It's like somebody just let him out and he's free to talk. Now, with this press conference, I doubt it if those people will let him do it again for a while. Because he truly, truly expressed himself. He wasn't messing words. He wasn't biting his tongue. He wasn't going, no. He said, in fact, he was challenging some of one of the reporters. Have you read the TRC report? The reporter, he said, no. Have you read the TRC report? The reporter said, he said, no. I said, have you go and listen to that. So it seemed to me, and again, I'm getting ready to put my foot in my mouth here, but that's what I do, and I do it well. The opposition, if you don't put yourself together, Doctor, we are going to beat you again. Simple as that. The press conference that I'm just talking about the two. I'm not going to the substance right now because the substance itself is going to be discussed Monday when I have everything split up, when I have digested all of the information, take it in and make sure what it is that he's talking about, and I'll put it out. But I'm just saying the tone. He wasn't rude. He wasn't dismissive of a lot of things. He was very explicit. And he was explaining like what he's supposed to do. Some of the explanation, I don't agree with them. Defending Tua and things, I don't agree with that. But at least he's giving his reasoning. At one point, if there was Donald Trump, that's exactly what Donald Trump said. The reporter Ice King, the people want you to get rid of Tua. Politely, he said, that's their opinion. If there are people like Donald Trump, he said, but who cares? I appoint, I keep. That's my job. But he didn't take that route. He said, that's the people's opinion. And I'm not going to say, don't express your opinion. I'm paraphrasing now. So basically, just the tone alone. I'm giving the speech just from the tone. Don't get me wrong. Just from the tone, not the substance. Just from the tone. I'm giving the speech A+. The tone. The tone. He didn't stubborn. Yeah, he speak BB English either, but that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for waterside English. He didn't give me waterside English. He gave me pure good English. But the tone, I'm not talking about substance. Let's get two things straight here, please. The tone, in other words, yes, your stuff. Dr. Weir, how's the economy? Oh, well, the economy is here, blah, 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 stuff like that. He didn't make a lot of excuses. On the economy, he said they were in recession, but he's trying the best to bring it back up. He also said that things that according to the economy, things are not going well, but him and his team are doing their best. And when they pressed him more, he also said that his team was doing the best. They can't. Now, his defense's position, I don't agree with it. And I'm going to substance. I'm also going to discuss substance. So, but that's the speech. I mean, that's the press conference. On the tone alone, I say A+. Now, come Monday, I will be discussing the substance. Let's go back to the protesters. December 3rd is coming up. I'm not too sure where we're going to be, how it's going to be. But if they sabu, how do you call them, sabu or taboo or whatever they call them, the government need to, if those are people that they on leash, the government need to put them back on leash. The people you're playing with also, they're men. They just have the same bad experience as most of you during the war. The people you're playing with who protesting, they're hungry. The people you're playing with who are protesting, they have reason. And as the Dr. Weir stated, they have the right to petition their government, except he doesn't agree with the process that they're taking. But there's nothing in the Constitution explaining the process. You have the right to protest. You have the right to express a grievance to the government. They don't tell you, say, do A, B, C, D, as long as you're within the confines of the law. There's nothing in the Constitution that say the justice minister have to approve protest. They've already requested security. If the government of the Republic of Liberia deny the protester security, what are they saying? You're on your own. Now, this is something that some of us found a little bit difficult to deal with. To see Liberian blood again, folks. We knew very well Custer was coming. And these people always giving Custer the opportunity to eat their lunch. Why would you block the road? Now you have people from the countryside are now going to hear, oh, the people start, okay, well, we'll be ready. Now they're coming now. For those that are going to come to protest December 30, they will not let you push them around like you did yesterday. It's not going to happen. They will be prepared. How do you then deal with that? You have already, according to the story, if these people are these people that started the trouble, the SUB or UBS or whatever they call themselves, if they are truly connected to the government, that means you already start. They're coming, they're going to be ready. Is that what we want again? Dr. Weir said he's not going to meet with the people. That's fine. At this point, I'm not even going to request that. But let them do it peacefully. The government of the Republic of Liberia, number one, has a duty, responsibility under the Constitution to provide security for the protesters. They are Liberians. The government of Liberia has the responsibility and duty under the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia to make sure people's lives are protected and property are protected as well. That means those who are not going to participate in the protest, they also should be saved. The government of Liberia did not apply that yesterday, because when they blocked the protesters, they also blocked those who were not even part of the protest. So by you trying to prevent the protester going, you also now prevent ordinary citizens that have nothing to do with this. You've already trampled on their constitutional right to move around freely. Freely. And this is where I say the court itself need to be part of the process. This government needs to be challenged through the court system. Sue this government. And there will be lawyers that will be willing to take the case to whatever court it is. Let the government show where in the Constitution that it can block citizens from traveling freely. Where? You can't do that. But however, the situation in Liberia is a little bit difficult to deal with. Okay? Because if you challenge the court system, first of all, most people don't have to trust in the court anyway. But how do we strengthen these institutions? The executive branch is not the only institution. Okay? The executive, it should not be the only institution in that country that has the sole power of everything over the citizenry. They have lawmakers. They have the judiciary. So all three of those, if we allowed ourselves to have three branches of government, then why are we not going to strengthen those institutions to work for us? You can say, but Mr. Toe, why would we even try that? You don't trust those people. When do you start trusting? Let's give it to them. Let them show to the world that they are incapable of producing a good result. Now, going to court does not guarantee anything, but it is what you have. And by you strengthening the government, this is what I keep saying to my brothers and sisters. You have Liberians all over the world studying, lawyers, judges getting ready to be. If you strengthen those institutions, and those brothers and sisters can see that those institutions worth being part of, they will not hesitate to go and work with that system. But if you continue to condemn the system, you continue to abuse the system, and you want people to just jump from here and go and be part of that system that you yourself don't have trust in, you're hurting us. All three of the branches of government must be utilized. If one branch failed you, go to the other one. They want Dr. Weir to step down. I agree. Like I said, I'm a Liberty Party. You give Judge Weir and people, Dr. Weir and people, they're giving up more substance things that we're going to be talking about during the election. And I love that. Especially the conflict between Dr. Weir and the CDC hierarchy recently. I love that. I have all the insight. I can use that against them. But I must not come out and say the man who was elected through the front door, they are asking him now to get out so that somebody else will come through the back door. You can't do that. Even though it is your right. But it's also the right of the citizenry that elected the president to expect that their election will not be notified because of something. If you're going to do that, that's what I said. There are three branches. If you want Dr. Weir to come down and you have all of the evidence, contact your lawmaker. Let them bring article of impeachment against the president. Even if they are not successful, they will be, this is what I keep saying, the institution must be strengthened. You can't come from here and say, oh, I'm going to start trouble and expect the institution to automatically be strengthened overnight. It's going to take all of us. Sacrifice ourselves. But some of us have already done that. Go to your legislature. Lay out the case. Yeka Kaluba. Of course, the speaker will not allow that. But make it plain. You ready to bring the case? Call the press conference. And people are going to be questioning, why is it that the speaker will not allow this person, this particular group of activists or group of legislation to bring article of impeachment against the president? CDC, when they did it against the justice minister, wasn't it all Akara Gray alone, according to the story? Did he pull a lot of people behind him? No. He took that case up all by himself. Why is it that you can't have 2, 3 serious people write your case, pull it before the legislation, and see if they can bring article of impeachment? It's in the Constitution. And let's see if Dr. Weir will say, I will not apply, I will not comply with anything. But we're going to go, so we're going to stay in the street, we're going to cook in the street, we're going to sleep in the street until the president comes down. And this is where I say to Dr. Weir, good luck. Good luck. If you want me to provide you with more bag of rice to cook in the street, I will do so. Just don't block roads for people. Don't stop other citizenry from traveling freely. We allow you to travel freely. You should allow the other people to travel as well. If your protest is hindering the ability for other citizenry to be moved and to move around, then we're going to have to go to court against you. You don't put gun or you don't put stake or tear gas and things like that. These people, they've already identified themselves. They have identified themselves. The leadership challenge them through the court system. They ain't even December 30 yet. Find something in the Constitution. There's lots of stuff in the Constitution that you can use. Take these people to court. Henry Costa is not going to violate a court order. I don't know what part of it you don't understand. Mo Ali, he's not going to violate a court order. Go to court and let the court put in a stay on their protest. Find an article in the Constitution, place it in there. People, logical people among them, will say we cannot violate the court order. If the court said no, I'm putting a stay on this, and here are the reasons. COP have lawyers. The lawyer will go to court and say, what's the reason? You see where I'm going with this? The government can sue these people for certain, and I'll point that out here a few minutes from now. Because the last time I said something, somebody said, oh, they're not even registered. If they are not registered, and they call themselves COP, what is that? Is that a political party? What is that? It's an advocate group? If it is it registered? Because in Liberia, I don't believe you can do anything in isolation. You must be recognized to be able to move the citizenry from one position to another under the umbrella of COP. What is COP? Challenge the COP in court, not in the street of Monrovia. Please. Challenge them in the civil court. What right do they have to say that the government must calm down? What constitutional right they have to make that kinds of pronouncement? They have the right to protest. They have the right to petition their government. And in their petition, they can say whatever they want to say. But as they also say in their petition, we're going to stay in the street until our demands are met. Then what constitutional right do they have now? Does the Constitution give any Liberian, any of us, does the Constitution give us some supreme power to say, I'm not going to do this until this happens? Does the Constitution give us that right? How are you going to know? Challenge it through the court system, not in the street by bringing police. Here is what I'm saying to the government of the Republic of Liberia. You challenge these people in the court system. There are other international community that are going to be looking, hearing. Henry Costa, I keep saying again, he's a very respectful human being. I told you all the other time, people didn't believe me. Henry Costa, most likely, maybe not this coming election, next election, Henry Costa going to seek the office of the higher office of the land. And once Henry Costa decides that he wants to be president of the Republic of Liberia, Henry Costa will not cost something to say. Henry Costa will not cost him. Henry Costa will come out because he's already laying out the groundwork. Henry Costa will come out. Like Dr. Weir said today about Costa, that he couldn't even win 500 vote to be elected. He doesn't have the mandate. He, Dr. Weir, has the mandate. That's politics. That's fine. We can accept that. Challenge those people like that. If you have the mandate, your mandate does not say you should put troops in the street, police in the street, with paramilitary people going around with bow and nails sticking out to hate other Liberians and have people bleeding in the street of Monrovia. It's only going to turn out bad for you, Dr. Weir. No matter how you turn it, it's going to be on your watch. And folks, I keep saying this, and I'll go back to that again. And if you listen to the interview today, you can see you can truly tell who Dr. Weir is. They ask him a question. Okay? The people who collect revenue collecting agency, whatever they call themselves, I think their boss want to make a rule or trying to propose something like, if people don't pay their tax, I will seize their houses. And they asked Dr. Weir. And he gave an example of himself in the Florida Tax Collection Agency. I'm not too sure it was Florida, but anyway, U.S. Tax Collection Agency, whatever area he was living. That he went to Liberia to rally CDC and forgot to pay his taxes, his property tax. And when he came out, he said, oh, man, you owe. So he said, okay, I forgot, I'm sorry. So he said, okay, let's negotiate. He said they didn't take his house. They didn't take things. They negotiate and structure how he's supposed to pay the taxes. He said taking people houses because they didn't pay taxes is not the way to go. You try, in other words, you try to negotiate with those who owe taxes. He also said many Liberians owe millions of dollars of taxes. So if you're going to approach that, did you hear what I said? This is the person they said that don't have no heart. I told you guys before, I did a design for a friend of mine for the Republic of Liberia. And they struck the road that I was supposed to do the design on, filled with people who were building all in the right of way. And I told the guy, I said, you're giving me the right of way, this why, and the houses all in the right of way. So the houses have to be moved. They said, no, doctor, we don't want us to move move people's houses. Because that's not who he is. That's not who he is. He made a comment, and it seemed people. A lot of Dr. Weir can listen to me. A lot of you can listen to my radio show, because he made a comment that I've always made about him. I keep saying here, and go and research my video, that Dr. Weir during the war used to visit when he come down from Hero to Monrovia to play ball or whatever. When he visits the refugee camps, and he admitted that here again today. He will not sit there for people to die foolishly. I don't believe that. Here's a man who refused to remove people from the right of way of the government so that the government can build roads. Here's the man, people owe millions of taxes. People are not getting paid. They're begging people for money all over the world. And he's not going to seize people's property. Folks, if we handle this thing correctly, we will do well. I'm saying to the government, don't challenge the people in the street. Challenge the people in the court. Okay? Because the reason I'm saying this is this. If you go to court, okay, there are two things that are going to happen in the courthouse. All right? Just give me a minute here. Okay. There's two things that's going to happen in the courthouse. You go to court, you strengthen the institution. Just like Councillor Bronskin did during the election. Councillor Bronskin went to court and put Liberia, legally put Liberia on the map. The international community was looking, equal eyes, because Liberia coming again, election in Africa, people always fight about it. Yeah, come Liberia again. The election, they're going to court. Some of us couldn't sleep in this place. Oh, they in court? Yeah, okay, let's see who's saying what now. Oh, Vanny Shaman, then they're arguing the case. And we're all there, watching. And good thing for us, Facebook were there for us. They went to court. And the court said they have no standing. They have no standing according to the vote. They vote in favor of Dr. Weir. So the court, you can't say because Dr. Weir, they like him, blah, 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 then you can say whatever you want to say. But the court showed to the international community that we Liberians, we didn't invite Nigerian judges to come and talk our thing. We didn't invite Ghanaian judges to come and make sure to settle the issue for us. We did it ourselves. Liberian, born Liberian, grew up, most of them grew up in the street of Monrovia. They settled the issue for us. And what makes you think that these people are unable to settle this? You think they want some sort of disturbance in our country? Put this thing on the foot of Chief Justice. Doctor, we are taking from your hand, take it from the executive. Lay a plum on the court doorstep. And let's see. The COP, they've been talking how much, Doctor, we have been violating the Constitution. This man don't care for our rights. He violated the Constitution. He didn't care for. Let's see if they will jump over the court order. If, and I'm saying if because I don't know how the court is going to rule. If the court says, let's put a hold on this here. You have the right to demonstrate, but let's look at it. Do you have the right to demand? Does the Constitution give you some sort of I call it unlimited power to demand the president that was elected, duly elected, 61.5? Those are the kinds of stuff they're going to look at. Because the court have records. They have gone to court before. I said, okay, let's look at these things. This is the man that was elected. Now, overnight, we, the court ourselves, we have already looked at and felt that this man is supposed to go by for the second round. And he won 61.5% of Liberians, eligible voters. They elected him. The court will say, okay, let's look at it. Thank you. We understand you have right to protest. We respect that. But give us the time. Mo Ali, Yeka Koluba, Aaron Costa, and even Dallas Dillon, they're not going to jump over the court ruling to say put a stay on it. They're not going to say forget you, we recognize it. They're not going to do it. They're all looking for a way out of this thing too. They're not just the government, no. You think Aaron Costa want to put the man who few years from now will want to be president? You think he want blood on his hands? I doubt it. None of these people want blood on their hands. None. But they're doing it because this is the Liberian strengthening of our institutions. They're testing the constitutionality of protesting in Liberia freely. It's like, I told you guys the last time, I will say again. And when I say these things, people most likely don't listen, but I keep saying it. According to, what's his name, Farah Sukri, some guy, the guy on CNN, he said this. He said this whole democracy stuff is bluff. Everyone in the government all over the world, they're bluffing. They're bluffing. The constitution we have, that's all bluffing. It is the people, those who respect the law and allow the government to bluff them. It's not to say government forcing them to bluff them. You can say, I'm not going to let the government bluff me anymore. That means you no longer want that law. You're not accepting it. You can say something to the government, the police can come here and say something to you under arrest. They're bluffing. I can tell them, no, I'm not under arrest. I've already. Don't agree with that bluffing. You're not bluffing me anymore. Of course, they're going to drag me out of here. They're going to force themselves to enforce the bluffing. Then I go challenge their bluffing through another system that is also set up as a bluff. You see where I'm going with this thing? So in order for us to be successful, we must agree that this bluffing is for all of us. Am I making sense? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. That total man talking now, so you can't make sense anyway. But these, folks, these are things that we have to recognize. And what really pains me sometimes, really pains me a lot, is the young people, young Liberian we have in this country. Not just in America, but all over the world. They have sacrificed a lot. Some of them, when the war was coming, they would have to run out of their comfort zone, go to a different country, and try to settle. Not only that, they say, you know what? I don't know the people here, but I'm going to educate myself. And they continue their educational process. Then, as God will have it, they transfer to the European system, out of America or any other place. But they have educated themselves. Intellectual. They're ready. But they're not just ready to go home. Because first thing is this. They've looked back and said, what is there for me to run to right now? The system that's supposed to safeguard the process of governing is broken. Go look at the traffic system in Monrovia. Where you living right now, you can get out of your house right now and go to the store and come back. You can go and ride around and come back. The traffic system allows you to do that. You can't do that kind of thing in Monrovia. Are we that different? No, we're not. We have Liberian traffic engineers, smart people here in America that I know of. Why are these people not being involved? Because they don't want. First of all, I talked with a few of them. What's the point of you going to do traffic engineering in Liberia when the people are not even going to respect you, let alone obey the traffic rule? When it comes to those things, they don't even allow bluffing to happen. The man getting up, some big shot, whatever he call himself, get up in the morning, driving, and decide, you know what? You're wasting my time. I'm taking the wrong side. Then he goes on the wrong side of the road and put his siren on and expect those who have the right of way to get out because he's coming. And that's the kind of place you expect Liberian intellectual to flood to. They're not going to do it. First of all, they're making good living. So most of them decide, you know what? I'll just stay here and support family back home. If I need to build, I will build. But I'm not going to put myself in that kind of situation. There's a video that's going around, and I'll show that video to hopefully next week, where a Ghanaian road minister were blasting at the contractor. The only part that I don't agree with was for him to order the contractor to be arrested. What charge? You come to the contract site and you say these people have violated certain process or whatever. They're damaging the road and things like that. Go through the court system. Let the court send a writ of arrest for these people because you have charged. But you're standing there and demanding the security officer to arrest the man. He as angry as you are. Then you're not even doing us a favor either. But the point that I want to make, I'm not even going to go into the legal side of it. The point that I want to make, he was there so angry that Ghanaians will be building buildings, 10, I think they said 20-story building. But in the process of building that, he disregarded the other people around and decided he's going to block the road. The road was put there to serve to certain people in that community. But because he has the money and he has the power, he wants to block those people. And that's why that minister was so angry. Do we have anybody in Liberia like that? No. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So those are the kinds of stuff, if you strengthen an institution, you will find young Liberians, educated Liberians, people who have the ability to move things will come. Dr. Weir in his press conference was talking about people should come and start business. What environment? You tell me, what is that kind of environment that people will come in? You got protesters going, other people coming with wood, playing forward with nail, hitting each other. Is that the kind of place you want people to come and establish, try to do business in that kind of environment? The environment where other Liberians refuse to pay taxes. Why? Is it because they perhaps, and I'm being ridiculous here, but perhaps they just don't like this government? I'm not going to give this government my money. Because if I give them money, they're not going to do anything with it except to enrich themselves. Why can't they think like that? Is that not why, is that why the Liberians are many Liberians are refusing to pay their taxes? Because they feel that if they give you the money is not being utilized in the purpose for which it's supposed to be, except it's going to certain people's pocket. So those are the kinds of stuff. If the institutions are built and strong, Liberians will be willing to give money. I give it an example again. I always give you an example. We have a community here in the Grand Gideon community here. We have a president at one time, Ormo Guian, who, like Grand Gideons, were willing to give money. But he look at it and say, he wanted to do the road system, to fix the road in Grand Gideon. And if you have of leadership, which he was, but the trust level among the Grand Gideons to the leadership was not happening, because all of these little organizations in the community, the leadership were eating money. There was an incident one time in the, I believe, I'm not gonna go there. Okay. But anyway, one of the leaders decided to use the bank card to go food shopping on the organization money. And these things get back to the general population in our community. So, I'm not going to do it. But if you have a leadership, if you have a strong leadership, Granadians were willing. If that $1 million, they were willing. One time we went to Phoenix. Have you heard of that? The amount of money that was collected at the gate. Granadians were willing. And this is not isolated to Granada Association alone. Most of these Liberian organizations, what usually cause the problem is the money. Okay? So, but the point that I'm making here is, if you have a strong institution where people will be willing to give themselves, be willing to sacrifice for the country, for the common good, but the atmosphere must be conducive for that. You can't have the kind of system. I live from here. I say I'm a rich man. Well, something 5 cents. I don't get. But I say I'm a rich man. I decide I'm going to go with a decent transportation system. I get there in Monrovia. Look at the pothole. From Monrovia to Ralphie. They even get shoulder for you when you're driving on, for you to park your car in case of an emergency. If the taxi driver we're suffering, man. Taxi driver take you from there to take you to EW. When they're ready to pull you down, why do they pull you down? In the middle of the street. Because there's no shoulder for them to park on. So when I was in Liberia, they had me on EBC. And I brought that up. They wanted to comment, or one of the caller comment was, when you put that kind of thing there, I explained what's a shoulder. Oh, they will steal all the dirt. And all the rag you put on there for people to park, they will steal everything. This is a public public land. If the institution, public work, is truly strong, nobody will touch anything. If the institution, the police that's supposed to do all of their work, if it's strong, nobody will take anything. You go right now, this place you live in America, go on to the people's shoulder and take the dirt because you want rock around your house. You see how many years you're gonna spend in jail. Those are the kinds of things that I'm talking about. Institution building. But what do? We gravitate toward individuals. As a result, our institution is crumbling. And as long as the institution continues to crumble, we're going nowhere. I don't know. Anyway, let me go ahead and open the line. I think my Mr. Alfonso Zionso, if you're listening, are you happy with my stuff tonight? And that's getting Nyama thing going. So I think, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But let me go now and try to open the line. Folks, Samson to Liberian Public Radio. I got to go because I'm staying long here tonight. Okay, let me test first of all. Let me see if the system is connected. Let's see which one. Bluetooth. Okay, I'm connected. Give me a call. We're connected. So let's hear what you have to say. Monday, I'm going to go digest the press conference, and I will come out here Monday afternoon and then play you segment of each of those questions that was asked, and tell you, play the answer for the questions from Dr. Weir, and then we can discuss that as well. But because I don't want to rush into this thing. I don't want to just come out here and just play and say, no. I'm not going to come and critique that without me having a clear understanding of what Dr. Weir was trying to say. The only thing that I've done tonight, on specifically for the press conference. I said I gave him A+ for the tone. I'm very happy with the tone. He wasn't stumbling. He wasn't hesitating. It's not like he feel like, oh, I got to do this. The only thing that I say that he needs to do the effort. In fact, he himself said that. He said, I wish I have the folks, we're suffering. These people put Dr. We are in a bubble, and they lock him up in a bubble. And they decide to put one of the yes. Like, he started naming people who printing money. He even called Imaya Shah name. So the guy said, "Oh, Imaya Shah guy." He said, "No. I mean, Imaya Shah, he used to be minister, finance minister, so maybe he printed some money." You see where I'm going with this? But he himself said that. But those are kinds of conversation we're gonna have Monday. All right. So let me go ahead and open the lines up. Give me a call. Sam Cinto, LeBron Pablito. Let me put my number up there. Give me a call, folks. Sam Cinto, LeBron Pablito. Tell me what do you think. And we're going to be out of here. Okay, let's answer this. Sam Cinto, LeBron Pablito, what's your name? Where you're calling from? What's on your mind? Almost so.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Todd. Good evening and welcome from your vacation.
Thank you.
Quickly here. Let me get a housing order here. And for us to say it as it is. And I just signed a gentleman a warning here. We do not insult on this network. That's why they have millions of Facebook podcasts around here. You can disagree with somebody's opinion, somebody's sessions, or whatever they are saying, and we usually open phone lines to allow people to speak their mind and argue up the point. But I'm signing this a serious warning. Any other person for that matter, anybody that is shot on this network, we will block you. We are not going to accept those sort of nonsense. This is the same problem that get a country to be where it is. We do not respect people's views. We do not respect people's opinions. We should agree with them, but they shouldn't agree with other people. That's not how it works in civilized society. He has the right, or whoever they have the right to disagree with the anger, right? Whatever they're saying, but it doesn't warrant the person to be insulted. You don't even know him. Even if you know him, that's not how to do things. But for you are people, but I make peace the peace that requires to be made. We need to be senses in people's head. That's one of the problems that get the country to be why it is, because everybody just want to do things on their own. But they right, they see that they know the law so much, and so they just insult anybody they want to see, for whatever person's own opinion. I think that is unfair. And we want to be coming down. This is why things are out of hand in the country. That's some of the reason. We have to be respectful to people. You can't judge people by whatever they are saying. And usually when we have this program, we open the phone lines and you have that intellectual engagement. Why you disagree with the person, why you agree with the person, why the person is going wrong, what analysis they is making. But to look at an old grown-up person that you don't even know and saying you're talking nonsense. If you're talking nonsense, then you are not listening to nonsense talk. What sort of foolishness is that? We're not going to allow that. And I'm going to tell you one more time, we're going to block him for our page. He can go listen to me, what an insult. Let him go to where he needs Professor Key and let him be cussing all around. He has the right to do what he can do.
Thank you.
We're not going to condone that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I even wanted to talk. You know me. I don't agree with your liberal idea and the way you address your stuff and things. I don't agree with you 99% of the time. We argue, we do stuff. But it doesn't give me the time to insult you. Even if I didn't know you, I will make my point. And now you must be able to persuade me or let me persuade you. We need to have dialogue, only dialogue in our country there. We need to control our temper. We need to put aside our emotion and just insert into situation things that we don't even know that we don't know that is happening. But because we want to hold royalty to people, so when you say something, I must agree with you, or if I say something, you should anyhow agree with me. That's the only time it can become a discussion. No, it shouldn't be that way. And this is why the orderly power struggle is going on in the country. Because nobody is willing to give up. Everybody wants to be president. Everybody wants to be senator. Nobody wants to be janitor to clean even the office. They give everybody the chance in our country. Everybody want to be either a CDL or LPRC, MD to preside over resources and do whatever they want to do. We need to stop that. We need to stop that. It's not nice. If somebody talking something and you feel that the person is not making sense, or for whatever reason you can't hear a good move, hey, you just walk out. Simple as it is.
Okay, thank
you. There are other people who come in here to have some sort of engagement and see what we can do. We all can continue to be this way. We will not arrive at anything in that country, for God's sake. And that's the same behavior we are training down here. It's not good. We need to tell people. We need to tell people these things. You know what I'm saying. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. So. That's the CEO of LPR. Thank you, Mr. So. We appreciate it. Those of you that was calling, Mr. So was on the line, so I couldn't pick up. But for me, Mr. So, thank you very much. It's your job. You're the CEO of this LPR, the institution. You have the right to defend the institution, and I'm not going to stop you from doing that. However, people, you know who I am, and I know myself. At this point, I'm so grounded in whatever that I'm doing that there's no insult. And that's why they call me Blaku. There's no insult these people are going to throw at me that are going to move me. But however, I agree with you. There are other people that watch us come out here to express ourselves. And if you feel you don't want to listen to me or anybody else, just go ahead and excuse yourself. Let me take this call. Samson to LeBron Public Radio, what's your name and where you're calling from? What's on your mind?
Hey, Mr. Tor. Yeah, Mr. Tor, this is Dr. calling from Philly.
Thank you. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for the program. I strongly agree with Mr. So for this comment that he just made. We Liberians, we need to learn how to engage one another. The moment you say something, they disagree, the next thing is you're talking nonsense, or what you're saying doesn't make sense. Just come to interact with me. If I don't make sense, tell me what am I saying that doesn't make sense. So I appreciate his comment. So I will listen to your program. I listen to some of the deliberation, and he's saying that the government failure to grant Georgia step down December 30 protest COP permit is unconstitutional. Did I get you right?
To give them permit, yes, it's because there's nothing in the Constitution that requires the Justice Minister to give anybody permits to protest. However, the protesters themselves, they have done such a wonderful job by asking for security because they're saying we're going to be in the street. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So they December COP asked the government to provide security.
Right.
Mr. To, here's my question to you. If you were the president and I say I'm coming to remove you, but I'm asking you again to give me security to remove you when you do that.
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes. And this is, let me just give you my reason. And even if you say, give me security to remove you, and let's just get out of the hypothetical and let's go straight to the issue itself. Dr. Weir was duly elected, 61.5% of Liberians. And if certain group of Liberians decided they want to remove the president, first of all, he's not only head of state, he's also commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. Let's remember that.
Yes.
He's also have security apparatus under his control. Let's also remember that. However, those security apparatus can only be used, my opinion, can only be used in terms of threats to his security, in terms of threat to the Liberian public, in terms of threat to the Liberian nation. Now, those who seeking the removal of the president, if they come and it's just simple words, those security apparatus cannot be used unless they decided to take it into a next level, which is through violence. Then the security apparatus must protect the president. However, I also want to point this out to you. The COP government must step down and what's up? That's a slogan. That is not something that they say we're coming with guns and what have you, and therefore, but that's a slogan, and that slogan can come out and say, "Give me protection. I want to take you now." Oh yeah, your protection. And let's see, do they have the constitutional mandate to take me out? So that's the point that I'm making.
Yeah. So Mr. So you might take on the whole issue. First of all, in our constitution, because most of the COP organized, so they quote in Article 1. In the constitution, there's nowhere that calls for citizens to plan a protest for 5 months, establish GoFundMe to raise funds, and then encourage people to get in the street to demand the president to step down. It's not in the constitution.
Right.
The same Article 1 they're quoting, Mr. To, it talk about automating change. But then that same Article 1 tells us how the change should be done.
Mm-hmm.
The change never tells anyone that you have the right to march in the street and tell your president to leave power. The same constitution tells us how the president can leave power, and the constitution is specific. It's clear.
Right.
Either by resolution or impeachment. That's the two means that the president can leave power.
Right.
Or through the buybacks.
Right.
So if these people who consider themselves COP,
right,
plan protest, Mr. To, for about maybe 5 to 6 months,
right,
raise money in the United States of America, and then put information out there, encourage people to get in the street and march in the street to remove the president. It's not constitution. Okay. And you're not order to run a whole thing.
Before you close, let me let me break this a little bit. And this one I will speak real waterside English. You think there are people in Liberia, Christmas coming like this, New Year coming, that will be in the street of Montreal for 1 month? Is that what you're telling me, my man?
Mr. So?
Yeah.
Let me answer your question in this way as well.
Okay.
Liberia is going through serious economic crisis.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, Liberia just transitioned from 40-year civil war to severity.
Okay.
We hear about 14,000 from Okabate. We hear about 700 rebel generals. We hear about 1,000 rebel commandos.
Right.
These folks, they don't have career. They don't have opportunity. No way that they can put food on the table for their family. They are hungry.
Right.
So, and then beside that, Mr. So, we have about 70% or more than 70% of the people, of the population in Liberia, live on $1 a day. So there is serious hardship in the country. So if you come up, if you and myself come up to say this